Right to Ted Koppel.
I have to disagree with you.
Fine.
He did not make you what you are. You made you what you are. And because he's insecure, you shouldn't suffer.
So we'll put this one in the capsule. Are you there? Hi.
Yes, I am. Hi. I remember that after Rabbit Test was produced by Joan Rivers, she lost everything and was completely devastated. How does she come back from that? This is really the second coming of a career.
Yeah, well, my career's been a lot of ups and downs. You just come back. Again, I said I can't. I'm very lucky. I have terrible things happen, as we all do, but I don't dwell on them. I spend like a week or 2 weeks, and I say, oh, enough of this. Out the door and start again. And that's what we did with Rabbit Test. We just said, what are you going to do? Didn't work. We lost all our money. We lost everything. My jewelry was pawned. All right, next. And we started again. I got a ring on, got a watch.
You have also played a lot of small rooms. And I assume you've seen your share of empty tables. I don't know what... That's as tough as it gets on the ego, huh? God.
Oh, when you walk out... and it's you and 3 people. It's upsetting.
Now, there was apparently a moment where you really felt, apparently where an audience, you connected, and you felt somehow, you know, this is what I can do. Was there one moment?
There were, in the beginning, when I first started out, nobody thought it was funny. I mean, nobody. And then I was down in Greenwich Village, and it was a gay audience, because gays are the best because they take chances, maybe because their lives are always have been so hurt and so sensitive and a little off-center, and they'll be willing to listen to something more outrageous. And I connected with them that night, and it was incredible. And I knew I've got something, and that held me through another 2 years of everyone going, yeah.
Now, I assume you have had some long rides home after a less than celebratory evening with Edgar. Is he a good shoulder? Do you talk? Do you pout? What do you do?
No, Edgar's very much a businessman, and he looks at it as a business. And sometimes an audience just isn't good. After a benefit, I never do well at benefits. I don't know what it is, and I'm always oh, do that. And then you go out and they all go, you know. And he's always saying, well, you asked for it. You asked for it. No sympathy here.
Yeah. I told you so, he's saying.
Yeah. The worst was Frank Sinatra one time knew I was doing jokes on Sophia Loren and the Kennedys and a whole bunch of people and booked me onto a dais where they were all there. And I did the jokes that offended the whole dais, and everyone was going, what? Except Sinatra was going...
And
he just laughed. Oh.
now, and everything's good with you and Elizabeth.
Yes. Isn't that incredible? Elizabeth Taylor.
She is like when...
My best friend.
But there goes a lot of good material.
Tell me I was living. One more year fat, I would have had a new house. I am...
She is no longer joking, huh?
She's gorgeous. She came to my house for dinner with George Hamilton, and she's darling. We've done 2 charity events together, and she's wonderful. We laugh. I said, there's my new best friend. She goes, there's my new best friend. And it's just, she's terrific.
Yeah, and looks.
Looks like $1 million.
Yes.
Thin, and the men gravitate like bees to honey.
Yeah.
You know, step right over your face to get to her.
We'll be back in just a moment.
Some people think swabs are all the same, but you know Q-tip swabs are soft and safe, with 50% more cotton at the tip. Q-tip's brand cotton swab, because a swab by any other name is not the same.
Gina!
Gina!
There's nothing like coming home to the homemade taste of spaghetti with delicious ragu sauce.
Miss me?
It's delicious.
It's great to be home.
Ragu spaghetti sauce, that's Italian.
Do you have difficulty walking? Then make note of this toll-free number and start living a new life of freedom and fun with the portable Lark. You can ride your Lark outdoors over grass and other surfaces. Indoors, It's compact enough to steer easily in the narrowest places. Start living a more independent, satisfying life with Lark.
For a free brochure, call Healthcare, toll free, 1-800-346-6000.
Tonight at 6:30 on Channel 9, E.T. visits with the cast and crew of Star Trek IV. At 7, the A-Team gets hoodwinked into returning to Vietnam, while an overly ambitious reporter becomes Hunter's prime suspect. And at 9, Stingray works as a part-time evangelist, followed at 10 by News Center 9. That's all tonight.
On Channel 9, let's all be there.
Introducing Perfect Match, the spicy new game show where married couples tell all about their partners and themselves. From true romance.
I knew you were my ideal woman.
To true confession.
He tried my clothes on, I swear.
From pillow talk.
Should probably start putting her hands all over.
To pillow fights.
Godzilla don't have nothing.
It's Perfect Match, where it pays to know your partner.
Oh, you dummy.
Weekdays at 4:30 on El Paso's Fine 9.
She's suing a bird groomer.
She was hired to come. She provides home grooming service, and so she was hired to come to my home and groom my pet parrot, Oscar.
The groomer demonstrates.
I'm holding the bottom beak. My top hand is right here.
And then...
And she said, "Come on, Oscar, you playing games? Come on." And Oscar's eyes blinked once, and they rolled up into his head, and he was dead.
I'm glad you waited. Go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to know for definitely, will Joan on Mr. Carson show, the Tonight Show,
Yeah.
Joan, her guests she did a lot of comedy. I wonder on her show, will she have any seriousness or will it be a comedy like on the Tonight Show?
Yeah.
I think there'll be both. Again, it's so new. We're just starting now to talk, and all the ideas are starting to bubble. Of course, it's late night entertainment, and you want it to be light and funny. But I also think when there's a nuclear fallout, you've got to acknowledge it. I think when a missile goes up and explodes, you've got to talk about it. The hardest show I ever did was the night when the missile exploded, and then I had to go on, and we had all comedy guests. You don't want comedy guests. I wanted to watch Ted Koppel on the desk. I mean, we're Americans. Yes, we want to be entertained. We're not idiots. You also want to know what's happening in your lives, because these are our lives. So it'll be more of a cross-section, I think.
Doesn't Johnny have the power to really hurt you in the business?
I don't think Johnny wants to. NBC is trying to, but oh, who cares? You want to know something? What's going to happen? I have a good marriage. I have a terrific child. I have a terrific dog.
Listen, look at this. This dog has seen better talk shows. Look at this. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just want to say that I don't see where you and Johnny Carson are anything alike. You're your own person. And beside that, I've always felt that he's been very plastic. He tells stories and little jokes. He's not real. But when you get up there to talk, you're talking with the people and about things that really happen.
I don't know.
I don't think you agree.
I think that, I thank you for liking me, which is, I think he's a genius at what he does. I'd like to, as we know, Phil, I think anyone to be on for 25 years, you're doing something right, And we have different, what it comes down to is apples and pears. Some like him, some like me. I think he makes it look so easy, and it's so difficult. And he's brilliant at what he does. Yeah. Brilliant at what he does.
I have two questions. Do you have any of your guests or ideas for who your guests are going to be lined up? And I'd also like to know if you have any exciting guest hosts lined up yet.
Do you want to know if they're single? No, there you go. Nothing yet. It's too soon. We'll come out with all that in September and October. Yeah.
I'm more interested in knowing how you started. I mean, were you married first and then said, hey, I want to make some money, so what do I do? I mean, how did you think that I'm going to try and make some money in front of a bunch of people?
It just, all my life I wanted to be in the theater. All my life, from the time I could formulate, what am I thinking here in this stupid crib, you know. I knew I want to be a performer. So there's no choice in my life. All through my life. But I was successful, and I'm glad I was successful before I married my husband, because I wonder what strains would have put on a marriage to say, I'm going out tonight, I'm going to Greenwich Village, and leave me alone, I'll be home at 6 in the morning. I don't think any marriage could have survived that.
Right now, you're one of the busiest people in show business. I'd like to know how your new show is going to affect, you know, your schedule and going on the road.
I am going to be home. Of course, I'll be busy, but I didn't see my camellias bloom last year. I know that sounds stupid, but I have a garden that I love. I'm so tired of being told, you should see the roses. You know, I did all the work of throwing that garbage on them, you know. So I'm going to be home and working in Los Angeles, and that's going to be wonderful.
You were a writer for Candid Camera.
Yes, I was.
And you were, you must have, what, zany ideas had to come from your head. That's what you were paid to do, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you went on The Tonight Show.
Yes.
Did you kill him the first time?
Yes.
You did.
Yeah. No.
Right out of the chute, you went wham.
I was brought up 7 times to audition, and was turned down 7 times, and they wouldn't bring me on as a comedian. It's all in the book at the end, and it was finally.
Oh, you were not able to do a stand-up?
No, I never did a stand-up.
You did couch. They call that.
Never did stand-up ever. I'm the only comic, I think, in the history of that show. Never did stand-up. I was brought on as a girl writer, and they brought me on out of pity. Bill Cosby and I had the same manager. Bill was white hot then. It was when he first hit, and he was just the golden boy of the industry. And they finally said, look, put her on as a favorite of Bill. So they put me on as a girl writer. And it was a lucky night. The audience was right. And Milt Kamen, may he rest in peace, a friend of mine, was on the panel.
And supportive.
And supportive. God, I would say a joke, and Johnny would laugh, and Milt would laugh, and the audience. And that night, Johnny said to me, you're going to be a star. It was overnight, but it was 7 years overnight to get there.
Yeah, and you quit Candid Camera the next day, didn't you?
That was I called my manager, and I said, what's going on? I was on a Candid Camera shoot, and he said, the phones are off the hook. The phones are off the hook. You can have anything you want. And I had 7 years of strip joints and being fired and sleeping in my car and French baths. You know, when you sit in the YWCA, that was a picture. In the sink, people come in, there's a girl in the sink getting washed. Yeah. And he said, you can have anything in the world you want. What do you want? I said, I want to quit Candid Camera. And I went back in, and I walked over to Alan Funt, and I said, I'm leaving. And he said, it's the biggest mistake of your life.
Yes.
Does your daughter have any desire to go into show business?
Yes, she wants to be an actress. And she's very good. She was supposed to be in a Steven Spielberg movie, but I made her go to college. But she wanted to, too. But I think she's going to end up a writer. She's a terrific writer.
Joan, I think you're great.
Where were you 25 years ago? Easy now.
I was there with you. I was trying to get to approve of you, but I also think that Johnny Carson is great too.
Oh,
and I think you both have your place in this business, and I agree with you thoroughly that you shouldn't be a competition.
Thank you. He's the best. He's Tiffany of the business.
Yeah. Joan, who's going to be the sidekick on your show? Dr. Ruth?
Oh. Don't you? Is she the cutest thing in the world? I brought Dr. Ruth over to London, and they just didn't know what to make of her on my show in London. Yeah. You must fake orgasm. Good.
Boy, I would not want to be anywhere near that time period. Are you there? I'm glad you waited. Hi.
Yeah, hi, Phil. First of all, I would like to say I'm a great fan of Joan's, and I don't want her to take this question the wrong way. I think she's fabulous. I think she deserves her own show, and I'm very happy for her. I think that what's being ignored in the discussion and by the Entertainment Tonight poll, which asks a simple who's right, who's wrong, as if Joan should have her own show or not, I don't think that that's really the point. I think the primary issue is not whether or not she should have her own show, but exactly how she went about it. This is what, in the press anyway, Johnny Carson seems to object to, that she didn't talk to Johnny about it at all or go to him and ask him what he thought of the idea, that after all he did for her, you know, she just went out and took the contract that was offered. I don't think anyone would...
I think it's very well put. I think you should read People magazine this Monday, because it'll all be in there. So I really don't want to rehash. I'll just say very quickly that when David Brenner told him he was going to have his own show, he was never on the Carson show again, as of that moment. I didn't want to tell Johnny anything until it was signed, because if things are not signed in our business, they go away very fast. The minute my contract was signed, which was on Monday, I called him Monday night to tell him. I don't know how much faster he can do it. And when I couldn't reach him Monday night, I would not go out to the press conference until I did call him. And I called him Tuesday morning again, and he hung up on me. And I think I did everything right. I'm sorry to tell you, I think I did everything above board and right and with honor. And I could put my head on the pillow at night.
Right.
And I don't want to talk about it anymore. That's all.
Let me ask you a question. If you were a vice president of a company and another company was taking you to lunch, he's off. Oh.
He's probably at lunch.
Well, no, the point is, I don't think you necessarily would tell your boss that you're talking to another company.
But,
I mean, the deal could fall through, and you're standing there with,
but they're going to. But the funny thing is, again, I don't want to go into it. Have you any idea of the offers? Well, you know, I'm sure, the offers that have come into me that I wouldn't talk about or wouldn't accept. I never was going to leave the Carson show. I never was going to leave NBC. They left me. It's like the old song from Stephen Sondheim. Leave you? You left me years ago. They left me.
And we'll be back in a moment.
Coming over.
There's a time for peanuts.
He's putting us in his will.
And a time for Fisher honey roasted peanuts.
Sarah, your computer date's here. A doctor somebody or other.
Fisher honey roasted peanuts aren't your ordinary peanuts. Honey coated, perfectly roasted, and lightly salted for a unique sweet nutty taste.
Ah, an evening alone.
You, Mother.
Fisher honey roasted peanuts. They're not your ordinary peanuts.
Watch. I'm killing roaches just by doing this. This is Combat, a totally different and powerful roach killer. So effective, I don't worry about roaches anymore. I simply placed Combat discs anywhere I saw roaches. Combat kills roaches here and here. Even kills them next to food. And Combat works for 3 months. I love the difference it's made in our home.
Combat's in, roaches out. Now available for large roaches, too.
Thursday, Cosby always has something cooking.
Monster time.
Whether it's a wild time with the kids, a tough night running with his pals.
Claire, would you bring the shower down here?
Or trying to learn the latest steps.
Don't help.
You'll dig what's happening on America's favorite comedy, The Cosby Show.
Just what the doctor ordered. Thursday nights at 7 on KTSM TV, The Fine Nine.
Announcing the new and improved Night Court. Ta-da! With bigger gags, more highbrow humor, and fewer turkeys.
Isn't that wonderful?
Your favorite clowns will tear you up with their comic brand of blind justice.
How about that?
Be there when Bull, Dan, and Mac join the honorable
and semi-mystical
Harold T. Stone for Night Court.
It's good to be the king.
Night Court is in session Thursday night at 8:30 on El Paso's Fine Nine.
Joni's book is titled Enter Talking, yes.
In your writing days, did you write for Don Rickles?
No, I wish I had. It would have been wonderful.
Yeah.
It would have been a great marriage.
Did you ever regret anything you said on television?
Never. Never.
What do you consider the turning point in your career?
What?
Turning point.
Turning point in your career.
In the career.
Oh, the Carson show, when he said to me that first time, the Carson show, no question about it.
Yeah. What did your family think of your show business career? Especially your mother.
How about Dr. Malinsky?
Yeah, my mother, when I finally hit, said you did it all on your own. My mother's a very special lady.
Yeah.
Did you ever consider having more children?
Yeah, and I love children. I had 2 misses and a tubular pregnancy, but I think I'm taking a foster child in now. Isn't that nice?
What do you do? What do you do for relaxation?
What
do you do to relax, Joni?
Read. My husband and I get into bed, and unfortunately... read.
Are you there? Hi, go ahead.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
I just want to tell you that I'm really proud of you, Joan. You're a fabulous friend, and
You recognize this voice?
you've been really supportive of me when I needed you. I can't tell you, I'm so happy that I'm going to be able to not have to go on the Carson show to be with you.
Cher, you old bitch.
And I also want to tell you this. You know, of all the
you
people...
talk about
Let me tell you something. Of all the
incredible
people,
woman.
I know what it's like to be on the hot seat, you know, when you do something that people aren't thrilled with. And it took a lot of guts. And, you know, this is America. Everybody deserves to make their mark, to get their break, and then to take it.
I love you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for calling, Cher.
Hey, Bill, thank you.
I feel like Ralph Edwards.
That's one terrific person.
Thank you.
Should have won the Academy Award also. Just put that in.
Hi, are you there? Hi.
Yes, I am. I just have a comment again. I know you're tired of hearing of it about the Carson show, but I see this whole relationship as a parent-child. And Joan, you're terrific. I do enjoy you. Your career has grown up on his show. And I think if the press and all the people that are trying to make trouble stay out of it, he'll soon realize as a parent it's hard to let go. But you have grown up, and it's time to let you leave the nest. I wish you good luck. And I think that Johnny will, and NBC will come to realize that you're terrific. You deserve the good luck.
I care about Johnny. NBC, who cares? But I care very much about
Joan, what
Johnny.
comic had the biggest influence on your comic style?
Lenny Bruce. He was a genius.
You saw him at Cafe
I saw him at the height. And I'm telling you, don't listen to what anybody... None of us would be here today. Cosby, Woody Allen, none of us would be here today without Lenny Bruce.
Don't you think there has to be in every game somebody out there who's just outrageously brilliant to make it... Doesn't it make it easier for you?
It gives you something to strive for.
Well, it makes it easier for you to be outrageous. You know, if he's up here, and you can be here.
Exactly. The closest one to him now, I think, in genius is Robin Williams. Just astounded by his mind. Astounded by his mind.
Joan, what do you think of other comedians that imitate you? Joe Piscopo.
Isn't he great? Is that cute? Yeah. It's a tremendous form of flattery, as long as they're thin. Yeah.
I want to know, before you said that you were thinking of taking a foster child, I'd want to know if Melissa ever expressed to you or Edgar an interest in having you adopt an older sister for her.
Older sister? You want to come on? Come on home. We've got an extra room. She's in college.
Joan, as a weight control counselor, I'm curious, as many others probably, how did you lose your weight?
Eating all the wrong things. You'll be so depressed. Yeah. Eating Fig Newtons and but just starving. Doesn't it come down to starving? Just, you know.
I promised my neighbor I'd ask you, did you graduate Erasmus Hall in Brooklyn?
No, but Barbara Streisand did.
And we'll be back in just a moment.